I'm just off to the shop so that I can get some basic parts just to help add a little extra to the display.
And one of those parts is a pair of PVC pipes. I'm going to hang them out the back of the house and spray paint them to resemble something like maybe a steel or concrete lamp post. While that's out to dry, I'm putting together the main power supply for the whole display. Then some last minute tinkering and we're back to those aforementioned PVC pipes. They've dried out now so I can get some cable to run up the middle and of course solder that cable to the lights. Now I don't want them to be their full 4 meter length, so I'm going to measure them out and cut both PVC pipes into 3 pieces. One main long bit, a small off-cut section in the middle, and a piece at the bell end with an angled cut for driving it into the ground. In order to attach the lights to the top, I drill out a couple holes on the angled end of the PVC pipe, as well as a hole through where a main shaft might go for these lights.
Now I'm going to set up a temporary security camera just to keep an eye on this stuff.
Initially, I wanted to put it on top of this post, but I wasn't able to get it to a suitable angle, even with an extra bit of wood to help chock it up so that we're not just looking at the sky. So instead, I mounted it to the front of the post for a basic overview shot to help capture alternative angles. With the security camera finished, I move on to set up a GoPro at the edge of the property, capturing the entire setup from start to finish. But first, some last minute soldering and adjustments need to be made to a light control circuit, as well as locking away the main control board of Frank. And yes, I am stuffing the box with toilet paper, both as an insulator and to hopefully save it from water when and if it rains.
Make a simple mark here.
In preparation, I put down a couple of marks to make sure that we know where everything needs to go, allowing us to finally put Frank in his place.
I've just put Frank out and it is so good to have all this space back. I don't want Frank back in my garage.
I've adjusted the code very many times, so this should be maybe the last test before I shut it all down and wait until it gets a little darker than this. So 3, 2, 1, run.
How do I get to this chair? What's happening? Help me! I can't see anything. Please, what's going on?
Stop. Okay, let's make some more adjustments here. I put a 4 instead of a 3. Alright, save. Back. And now is the last time it will be played until the actual thing. 3, 2, 1, run.
Help me! Please! Oh, what's going on? Help me!
Oh.
Where am I?
Turn it down a little bit.
I don't know where I am.
I might need to adjust the volume settings on it so that the electrocution is actually loud. Let's just have a listen, see how the stop goes. Yep, still going well. And set. Cool. So that's pretty well set, doing what it's supposed to. Oh, those lights are flickering. Are those lights still flickering? I think those lights are on full. It's like flickering. Are these lights flickering? Those lights are flickering. And are you sure those lights are not flickering? They are not flickering. Okay, I need to check the code and make sure that I added in the scene select sequence setter.
Please help me.
All right, everything has been set up, so it's time to power it on. Nothing's gone crazy yet. I can see we've got the flickering here for this light. That light's flashing on. That light's flashing on. That's great. Let's check the pumpkins. Ah, yes. This pumpkin has a slight glow going about it. And so does that one, so does that one, and so does that one. Great. It's all the pumpkins are working. Now to test Frank. Let's do some manual work. Let's activate the sound and now trigger track 1. Yep, loud enough, loud enough. Turn that right down, try again. There we go. Now you can really hear him. Okay, fantastic. Stop. Right. Now let's check. Mouth doesn't need to be checked. Let's see. Lean forward. There we go. Lean back. Perfect. And we got our left hand. Left hand up. Left hand down. Right hand up, right hand down, leg, and then leg, and then rest. Alright, so it looks like everything is actually working. Now I need to get to programming everything so that everything's going to work in sync with each other. Setting up and programming it is mildly okay because I've got these 2 live cameras that I just set up. The one across the road looking back at the property and stuff.
Ah, yes, the camera across the road. This was simply an old Android phone set up to be an IP camera on a small PVC pole in the middle of the road. I thought this camera would be a little more useful and last a little longer, but I actually ended up taking it out quite quickly after setup.
I've got these 2 live cameras that I just set up. The one across the road looking back at the property and stuff, as well as the one that I set up this morning on the little fence so I can see the stuff around here. I'm able to just see this light here, and with this one I am also able to zoom in and see this sign here. So if I click into here and I set it to solid lights, click, wait a second for the wireless delay, and look, the light lit up. Okay, without any testing at all, I've got the script ready. What's going to happen? It's going to trigger its little intro. It's going to turn the lights on, full bright, aiming at him. Then, with flip the switch, he starts getting electrocuted. The lights are going to start flickering and he's going to start shaking. The only thing I have direct control over that isn't pre-scripted is his volume. I don't want to scare the neighbors right now. It's the middle of the day. It's almost 2 o'clock. Full sequence trigger, run. I can hear him. Okay, so the intro ran. Full sequence trigger. What's this delay? 0.5 second delay. Then trigger the main animation. Okay, let's just try this one more time. And run. Little too much moving. So that finished, but it didn't trigger the next one. Oh, it says that it's been triggered. Okay, well, let's trigger this now. DF player was not found. Uh-oh. And that's why we do these tests, because things just don't work. Like, this camera has stopped working for some reason. Why? I don't know. But I bet it's working fine now. I should probably make a script so that I can turn everything off as well. Spelling isn't my strong suit, so that's what the error was. I had spelled something wrong. So let's connect and run the full sequence now.
Help me! Please! What's going on? Help me! Where am I? I don't know where I am.
And there we go. It's into the full script. But it hasn't actually triggered anything though. Okay.
Sometimes you just need to sit down and proofread the whole thing, rather than hoping that your freestyle code works first try. And sometimes all it takes is a little persistence.
3, 2, 1, run.
Help me! Please! Oh, what's going on? Help me!
Oh.
Where am I?
Turn it down a little bit.
I don't know where I am.
With Frank finally ready, I can go inside to monitor the camera feeds and wait for Halloweenies, who basically showed up straight away. There was a small wave of them that came through, and most of it was at daytime, and unfortunately I didn't really get to scare any of the kids and really show off the display. Except for one kid that I managed to convince to stand next to Frank.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Sure.
And it kinda made the whole thing worth it.
Brilliant. That's creepy.
No, no, you can stand there. That's fine. That's alright. Yeah.
But on my next attempt, I noticed something wasn't quite right. And on closer inspection, I noticed that Frank wasn't as mobile as he once was. Initially, I was just going to leave it and accept that Frank had done his job. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I pushed Frank a little bit too far and the servo's fried. He's not moving at all anymore, and without basically stripping him all the way down, there's nothing I can do about it. But I hadn't filmed the whole animation yet. So I had to crack open his chest to figure out what was going on. Once in, it became very apparent what had happened. You see, I chose to use a piece of plastic where I should have used a piece of metal.
That super glue was not a good idea.
So this metal servo with metal gears was gripping onto a thin piece of plastic which was doing the whole motion, and there was a lot of force behind that. So it stripped those plastic gears that were on the outside, and it now needed a new servo arm attached, which was not going to be easy because I made it very difficult for myself.
Super glue was not a good idea.
Luckily, persistence is the name of the game, and I knew I wanted to make sure that I had a full recording of this animation. So I replaced out those plasticky bits that were due to fail and put in some metal parts and screwed it all back together. It was a little bit finicky and took a little bit of time, and my back really hurt by the end of it from being hunched over for so long, but it was definitely worth it in the end, allowing me to be able to produce the full animation as you had previously seen. Now, of course, whilst I may have filmed everything on the night, I'm currently editing this on the 3rd of December 2025. I was quite happy to see that I did build up a little bit of a crowd. Some people that were passing by due to an event going on locally decided to stop and watch as Frank was mid-performance.
This was a really fun project to make, and of course, as usual, I put a whole lot of detail in some parts and forgot to put the detail in other parts. For example, I have 3 different scream tracks for this animation to happen to, as well as 5 different intros, all slightly different, which gives it good variety. If anyone really got to see it, only a handful of people got to see it, and I'm very glad that they did get to see it, because it almost didn't happen at all.
Thank you for watching this video to the end. I thought I'd do a little self-advertisement here and show off my Facebook page as well as the X, stuff it. I'm constantly trying to release content for TikTok and Instagram, as well as putting some exclusive content on Patreon, which is all free, by the way. It's usually just maybe an edit I'm not entirely happy with, or a little bit of behind the scenes thing which doesn't really fit anywhere else.